Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Facts and Two Cents. I'm Pamela, and
this is Petals.
So I know you guys haven't seen me for a while, so yay! I'm here today. It's just been busy with work and other stuff. So kudos to Petal for holding the fork down and for bringing you guys really great content. But as you know, or you may not know, for our new subscribers, and thank you guys very much for over 2K subscribers. I mean, who would have thought when we started with like 5 people, and those faithful 5, I'm sure they're still here. We appreciate you. But yeah, if you don't know, we are here for the successes. God, try to say that 10 times and fast. But yeah, those are our faves: Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Archie, Lilibeth Diana, aka Lily, Queen of Princess of Montecito, yeah. Queen Mother Doria, Guy Puller, and the chickens. Like, don't come for them. Most will come for you. Likewise, don't come for us unless we've sent for you. Okay, because we are petty and we are biased, and
Very.
Petal can be very petty. She said
I've been like totally leaning into my petty lately.
Yeah, she's like, leaning into her pettiness. So listen, it's a skill, guys. It's a skill. And the more you practice, the better you become. But for a good course.
That's a good thing, but okay.
Yeah, for a good course. Hey, while you're doing it, you're leaning into your pettiness every time. So whether it's good or not, you're still doing it. So that's kudos to you. But anyway, hey, guess what? I don't have my glasses on today, so there's not going to be any, shenanigans with lenses and stuff. I have my contacts on today. So it took me, it was a battle just to put those contacts in, and it's practice. It's not being perfect at all. But anyways, awesome. So today we just wanted to be able to catch up with you. I mean, there's a lot that's been going on, and even when you think there's nothing happening with the successes, there are quite a few things happening, right? And I love the way that they're moving in society, right? Like, you just hear about them. You know something's going to happen. You don't know until a day off or 2 days before when things are announced. And I just love that. They just like stay back, do what they need to do, cross all their T's and dot all their I's. And then when they're ready, they present. And it's effective. And, people are just taking it in and appreciating it. And we just wanted to highlight a few things that we've seen, at least the way American media has been treating them compared to those people that we shall forever remain. Shutter Island. Shutter Island. Forever remain nonsensical. Like, seriously, they don't bring much value. Because if all you talk about people who've left your country, then it's like you have nothing to talk about. You don't even have enough food in your shelves as of now because of Brexit.
I know, and
there's no gas. Well, call it petrol. You don't have petrol.
Yes.
Going on, and yet you are so focused on people who've left the island, who are Americans have adopted them, and they are ours, whether they like it or not. You can have them back. You can throw all the tantrum you want. You're not having them back. You know what I mean? And so focus on stuff that you can write. You guys went on and did your Brexit thing, and now you're suffering the consequences. And so deal with that. That's a lot to swallow.
Does not pay.
Yeah,
we're learning that one.
Yeah. And it doesn't pay, absolutely. And so your plate is full.
Prejudice,
okay?
Yeah.
Your plate is full with things that you need to focus on and concern yourself with and fix. Leave them alone. They ain't coming back at all. But speaking of them being in America, I wanted us to just talk about where American media has been, talking about them or not talking about them, because if there's nothing to talk about, we are not focusing on them, compared to what the British tabloids. So what has been your take?
Well, I think the thing about it is just with America, you have just journalism. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like I love you, I'm worshiping you or anything like that. It's just
Mhm.
journalism. It's fair. They're just to the point. They basically just report what's there and not sit around making up nonsense.
Right.
And that's all you can ask of a journalist. And that's all we've ever asked for Harry and Meghan. It's just be fair. Just
Right.
be a journalist. Just see if there's nothing to report. As you say, in America, there's nothing to report. They move
Yeah.
on to something else. And when there's something to report, they report. When Harry and Meghan were in New York, they were all there. They were all reporting. They were following them, whatever. Great. That's what their job is.
Yeah.
But now that Harry and Meghan, for the last, they've been back now for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is,
Yeah.
2 weeks, and
Weeks,
they've
I
been
think, yeah.
silent. So American media have been silent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I've seen a couple of posts where people are like, because of course, we also do have tabloids, but tabloids is not mainstream media here. So nobody pays attention to tabloids. There's a huge divide between tabloids and mainstream media. So of course there's a couple of tabloids nonsense that go on, but nobody pays attention to American tabloids.
No.
It is what it is.
No.
We don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. It's like in America, the only thing we ask, we're not asking for journalists to be, making them into anything they're not. It's just report fairly, just report the news, and that's it. And that's what American media is. And that's the difference between American media and British nonsense, whether it's tabloid journalism or their so-called mainstream journalism, which is non-existent. There's no line there. It's like they all just make up this nonsense, and then it's just like, what are you doing? You haven't seen them for 2 weeks. Why are they in your press every single day?
Yeah, why are you concerned about them? Like, but it tells you, like, you made a good point. Like, America, they're journalists. Exactly. They're not royal reporters. It's not like they just, because this royal reporter, it doesn't take much to become a royal reporter. It's connection, and then like who you know, which is connection, and then just like
and lie.
The more you lie, the better you become. Yeah, that would not hold in America, because if you lie, you will lose your job. Like, seriously, like the journalists in America are professional, and we take it seriously. We, the people, hold the journalists accountable. Like, somebody will expose them. It will be exposed, and they will lose their job. So they take it seriously. So if there's nothing to report, they would not report it.
There's like a million other things to report. Why are you focusing on two people and making up stories for no reason? There's no reason to do this.
Exactly. People who are living their lives. And I think also in America, the journalists also bring the person's humanity. Like, when someone is doing good, they tap into that. Like, they're not afraid to present that to the public. Like, this person is doing X, Y, and Z, and making a difference. And report on that. Even if they don't like the person, which they're supposed to keep that to themselves, like, and not be biased.
And be professional.
Be professional and just report what the news is. They try not to. I think American journalists sometimes, even though all journalists try to create news, mostly American journalists will report on the news, right? They won't create the news and then report on it. They will report on it, which is reverse of the British media. They create the news because there's nothing going on, and then report on what they've created and then be biased.
Exactly. And that's like nonsense. People will say, well, look at Fox. And they're like, Fox is not exactly, that is not news.
No, Fox is not, it's not really,
nonsense. That is not news.
Yeah.
We're talking about legitimate New York, but legitimate American press. It's just, just ignore Fox. That is Rupert Murdoch's nonsense. We don't pay attention to that right-wing nonsense. We're talking about legitimate journalism, and the thing about it too that I noticed is like, American journalists, they don't have to big up Harry and Meghan. They don't have to try to put them on any pedestal or make them look like they're more than they're just, all they had to do was report what they do, and that's enough, because their work is amazing. So they don't have to create nonsense stories to make them anything more than they are. And that's just all people ask for.
Absolutely.
And the reverse of it is the nonsense that they would do with, like, say in Shutter Island, where a dress would
take over the event.
I know. And it's just like, are you serious? A dress?
So
and that is how shallow.
That is how
they're very shallow. Their culture is.
Yeah.
And it's all about who's popular. They're always like, oh, Harry and Meghan have come to Hollywood because they want to be famous. Yet the only people that talk about popularity on a daily basis, literally do polls upon polls about popularity, is Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Nobody
They
else
can't even
cares.
see that. They can't even, like, they're so oblivious to that. Like, they don't realize that
oblivious.
It's I don't know. It's like, come on, British people, what is going on with you guys? Well, not all of you, but most of you. Like, seriously, those in the media and those who read, those in the tabloids and those who read the tabloids. Like, what's going on with you guys? Seriously. Because
have you ever seen that though, where people do all these, other than in America, they do polls when it's election. That is the only time we pay attention to polls here.
Yeah.
So I've never seen where people are doing these polls for popularity, just for random polls for popularity.
We do have polls, but people don't pay attention to them. Like, if you're reading something in a magazine, it'll be like, hey, who wore it best, right? Poll. Like, that's what I'm saying. Nobody pays attention to. In America, it will be like when it's a Grammy Award or Oscars or something, they'll be like, who wore it best, and they'll do a little poll here and there.
No, this is like a daily thing.
I know, that's
like
what I'm saying.
Daily.
I know, but that I'm saying in America we don't do that. But when we do, it's irrelevant. It has to do with fashion. It has to do with maybe music, whose music, whatever it is. It's very trivial. So nobody really pays attention to, unless you're on that site or you're reading a magazine or you're into the fashion, right? So, and then they'll run a poll, or even like, so it's not even like right now, you don't even know much. You're like, what, where, who? Because you're not in that world. So that's how unpopular it is. Not to say that, Pedro knows everything.
The thing is, like, they have like
nobody
this
really cares about
thing
it.
that they're running all the time, but it's just
what
on earth is that?
And even that, they're very selective who they poll, right? It's like a certain demographic that they know would definitely
their readers, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like, okay, all right, that bias. So go figure. Do you people?
That island is strange to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have never seen stuff like this before. I'm like, you people are weird. Like, seriously weird.
Just took a little left turn here. I was just reading something when I was doing my research for today. There was a little thing that popped up. It says, will not and cannot went to an event, and the people were cheering. I was like, I looked around. I was like, I don't hear anyone cheering. I mean, because it's a video, a little clip. And I was like, maybe my headphones are not working very well, because I did not. I swear, I couldn't hear anyone cheering. Again, it could be my headphones. It could be my AirPods.
But it's amazing because we loudly heard them booing the Queen in Scotland.
Yeah.
We loudly heard them booing Piers Morgan. And remember how they were saying, like, people in this award ceremony thing was booing Harry and Meghan, yet no one has produced a clip of that booing.
Nope.
Not one person. Nope. They were booing Piers Morgan. That was very clear. They were booing the Queen a couple of days. That was very clear. But yet there were all these newspaper reporting about this award ceremony, this media award ceremony, where hundreds of cameras are there, videographers, people with cell phone in a media award, and yet not one person has produced a video of booing
booing Harry and Meghan. Listen,
yet
there
people
were
are
fans.
willing to believe this
There were
nonsense.
fans cheering. Listen, people were like, just like, even the New York visit, it was like, people like, Harry, we love you, Meghan, we love you.
Oh my God, that was that squatty. I think that was one of those
squatty. Yeah, the squatty.
Yes.
I was like, please, trust me, William and Kate would not receive that.
No.
It might get.
I mean, you just have to look
stressed.
at, when they were when they were in the park, when they did the why they came to New York to do the Global Citizens concert. When they came on stage, and then, I mean, like, they were going crazy. They were like teenagers screaming in a concert. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You would think Harry and Meghan went up there with a guitar and was about to sing or something. Yeah. They were like,
and then when he said, my wife and I, everybody just lost it. They just lost it. I was like, try that.
And, and it's just, people just, Yeah, people just embraced them in New York. And I think people appreciated that, they came here to do work. They weren't here. They didn't tell us way ahead of so that people would line up the street to come visit, to come and greet them. They weren't here for any of that nonsense.
Right. Yeah.
And
Completely. Yeah. So I read something, and this was written way before, I think right before the Oprah interview or after the Oprah interview. And the reason why I wanted to read this because it still holds, right? It still holds. And it was written in the Bazaar magazine, and it's by Kovi Biakolo. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Please forgive me if you ever come by this video. You're like, what did she just say?
I just butchered your name.
Yeah, it's Kovie, and last name is Biakolo. And then this person wrote, it says, nothing is more threatening to the British press than a Black woman in control of her story. And I'm
I love that.
I was like, it still holds to now. And she says the obsession with Meghan, and we will provide the link so you can read the whole story that she wrote, article. She says the obsession with Meghan Markle is a reminder that media outlets anywhere save their most antagonistic portrayals for women everywhere, often punishing those who attempt to own their narratives. So the British media's obsession with Duchess Meghan is distinguishable from its regular and arguably unhealthy scrutiny of other royals, or in Meghan's case, ex-royals, by some marked observations. The preoccupation is often racialized, if not patently racist. It is gendered, in this case, reeking of misogynoir, and it also contains subtle hints of anti-foreign sentiments. Put together, the distinct Meghan fixation is as predictable as it is dangerous, and a reminder that media outlets everywhere or anywhere save their most antagonistic portrayals for women everywhere of punishing those who attempt ownership and control of their narratives. And it goes on in deep and talks a lot about why even when it's Harry, they still pick Meghan, because she's a Black woman who defies and stands in her own essence and refuses to have the narrative changed about who she is, right? Like she's in control of the narrative. And it's so amazing. I was like, yeah, this was written before that Oprah interview, or was it after the Oprah interview? But it's still like, they're still doing it. They still can't believe that the writers were saying how they still can't believe that a Black or biracial woman, or biracial Black woman was able to tell them, I don't want you anymore.
That is the thing. That is the thing. They have not, it's like these narcissistic people in that country have not been able to get over the fact that Meghan walked in there and said, yeah, but no, I'm going home. That's not what I need in my life. They have not been able to get over that. And it's just like,
Exactly. It says, as Meghan's detractors see it, that a biracial Black American celebrity divorcee who had the nerve to enter and then worse, exit the royal family in spectacular fashion is unacceptable. She appears to have done so well maintaining her self-respect and individuality, insults the sensibilities of a press who both indulged in and resented her presence, often for cheap, ridiculous, and vicious fodder.
Oh, that is perfect.
It is so.
That is so true.
And that is
like, who does she
that
think
is
she
it.
Is
who does she think she is?
It's like, we have to offer.
I know. He's like, do you know how many people want to be royals? Do you know I've been begging, AKA Kate? And we had to eventually give her.
Writing about them, I'm sure they all want to be what she is.
They want to be what she is, and they want to be in their presence. And Meghan is like, I'm a celebrity in my own right. I've seen all this. Yes,
I don't need
she did say in the Oprah interview how she's like, yeah, this is more than celebrity. Like the royal family is like the way they represent themselves is bigger than celebrity. It's like it's a force. Meghan realizes that, but at the same time, she's not diminishing herself, who she is,
Exactly.
Yeah, she's like, no, okay, I get it. I get it that you're a force to be reckoned with, but I'm a force in my own right. And I don't have to lessen myself to make you feel better about yourself.
Exactly.
I'm like, nope,
And
that's
she,
on you.
when she said that, I was like, yeah, but they're really just celebrities. When she said it was bigger, I was thinking like bigger. But the
Yeah.
more, and I think lately, what I've been doing, I've been reading and learning a lot more about the kind of influence the royal family has and what they own throughout the world. And I now am understanding what she meant by it's so much more.
Oh no,
Because you don't
I
realize,
got it. Yeah.
again, I'm late coming into the royal, so I am learning now about the kind of influence they have around the world, and the amount of things they own and land and property and all of these, basically owning islands, as we've talked about, like Jersey and stuff like that.
Listen, their own people.
So now
what are you talking
I'm
about?
learning about the kind of connections that they have, and now I'm understanding when she said it's so much more. Now I'm understanding what that means.
Yeah, they're very powerful.
Right? Very powerful.
Very powerful. And so when she says, I mean, I knew, I got it right away. I was like, listen, you can't colonize almost half of the world and not have that kind of power, right? Even if you've lost, reign in several countries, you still have a hold. You have that connections. There are secrets that people are protected, and vice versa. That makes you powerful, right? And who knows what they have on people. So it's like, when she spoke about it, I was like, yeah, Meghan is right. Yeah, this is not a joke. This is not, Julia Roberts and, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, no, it's not like
Denzel.
Regular celebrity. It's a whole
even though they're, even these celebrities are like powerful, right? It's not, this is beyond that. We can make you vanish.
Hello, seriously. And they're and their nefarious connections. I'm like,
exactly. So there's I got it when she said, I was like, oh, yep, she's right.
No, I'm now learning. I am now learning. I was like, Lord have mercy. It makes you shudder, the kind of things that they could do.
But does it make you proud? It makes me proud of Meghan even more.
Oh my gosh, her and Harry walking out and away from that. And now I'm understanding even more why they had to go public the way they did. Because I think it's what's protecting them. It's the thing that is protecting them, because they know, like, real talk. They know. Yeah, so it's the thing that's protecting them. And I was like, oh, that was
very strategy. Very smart of them. Very smart of them. Now the whole world is watching. Exactly. Everybody knows.
It's put them on notice. Exactly. And that's why even now, like the last couple, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, they had this thing where one of those ridiculous tabloids were wrote that, Harry may be coming back to England to this party.
Really?
For Princess Diana's, party for the statue.
Wait, what other party?
Like a thank you. Well, it's like a thank you, I guess, apparently a thank you to the people who helped donate it to the statue, and a thank you, I guess, to the people who created and all of that stuff.
But why does Harry have to be there?
Well, this is really, you remember when they did the unveiling, Harry was like, if there's the press, I'm not coming. And they had to get rid of the press. Well, now this is where the press are all going to be there.
Oh, and then they expect him to come?
Of that is just ridiculous. These people hounded Princess Diana to death, and they're going to be at a party honoring her. I mean...
Wait, but even think about it. You just reminded me, he wouldn't go because if the press were there, he wouldn't show up. So they took the press. But now he's going to show up with all the room being pressed. Oh, that's logical. That just makes perfect sense. Yeah. Why? Go ahead and write about that.
I can't even understand why you would expect Harry to show up to that. The guy was just there in July. They moved up the Well Child Award that usually is in the fall. They moved it up to July so he could attend. Why would you think Harry has a life? He has a job. He has a family. Why would he leave his job, wife, and family?
Wait, he has several jobs. He has several jobs. He's busy. Listen, he ain't got no time. So American media is not. We don't have time for that nonsense. They don't have time for that nonsense. And Meghan and Harry are living peacefully, and you know, some journalists were saying how even taking pictures of Harry and Meghan or their kids is no longer fun because they've sued people and like bankrupted yeah agencies. So it's like
Exactly.
so it's people are not they're not intrigued and they're not they don't feel the need to go after them because they have more money than you do and they will take you, they'll drain you. And I was like, yes,
Exactly.
yes,
Exactly.
the message.
Exactly.
They understand the assignment now. The assignment has been understood. Just staying on the successes and their amazing deeds. This week, so when at work, I was, on TV. At work, I saw, I couldn't know the elevator because they have the little TVs on the elevator and came out better up. And I was like, ooh, what is Harry doing in an elevator? No, but the better up, we're talking about how their total value is now 4.7 billion.
Oh, better
right?
up, yeah.
Better up, yeah. That total value is now 4.7 billion. So, so I think it's ultimately to get to an IPO, right? So how much money you raise, and that means you have more money in the company. People have trust in your company, and so forth and so on. And if I'm wrong, anyone can correct me, but I think that's what it is, because I know that they raised 300 million for Series E. So an accumulated from the beginning till now is 600 million.
600 million.
Yeah.
And now they're at 4.7 billion.
Yeah. So yes, actually, they raised 125 million Series D in February 2021. Right. So when you add it all together, which is amazing. So for those who don't know, raising money, like that means even during COVID, they probably raised some money too. Because I know some companies during 2020 raised millions, right? Hundreds and millions, which is incredible. To do that during COVID when nobody was working, that shows that whatever you're producing, the public and your investors have trust in you. So they're willing to invest more money into you, which is a great credit to you, to what you're doing.
And so they are now tripled in value from when Harry started in January. They were 1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Now their valuation is now 4.7. They're like tripled in value in not even a year. Nope. And they also acquired 2 other companies as well. So this will help them because they said they're really, they are expanding so rapidly because they also expanded into Europe. I think they were in London, France,
and then Amsterdam. They are recently opening new offices in Munich, London, and Amsterdam.
Munich, London, and Amsterdam. Yeah, so they're rapidly growing. So they did this series of fundraiser because so that way they don't, as they are rapidly growing,
they don't have money in the bank. Yeah,
exactly.
They just don't have money in the bank. That's basically what it means. They can have money in the bank to hire people and to do the work. So that means the investors are trusting that they will hire the right people, and that will again just, duplicate and replicate itself and grow.
Exactly. So I'm telling you, I hope Harry has a stake. I'm assuming Harry has a stake in this company.
Oh, yeah, better be.
I'm like, you go, Prince Harry.
I was reading Business Wire was the one that I was referencing, and we'll post that link. It says, and it's a lot, but I'm just going to read a paragraph. It says, we are in the midst, and this is the CEO speaking, right? So we're in the midst of the great global awakening surrounding hybrid work, mental health and well-being, and diversity and inclusion, said Alex Robichar. How do you pronounce his last name?
I think it's Robichar or something.
Robichar, yeah. CEO and co-founder, Better Up. Never has the pressure been greater on our global workforce, and as we collectively redefine the workplace, it is clear that every organization and every employee critically needs support, growth, and transformation. And from leadership and career development to mental fitness, connection, and belonging, customers are increasingly turning to Better Up to support the most important part of their businesses, their people, in the most profound way possible. And then I was thinking all this time, I was like, man, here is someone that said, Harry is irrelevant. Harry is not smart. Harry is not this. His title as Chief Impact Officer is speaking to, like, he's doing what his title is. The impact is Better Up has tripled.
Who can say within a year of me being in a company with a Chief Impact Officer title, my company has tripled in value?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Exactly.
And that is the thing that is so alarming, where anybody who has any kind of investment or whatever in the royal family,
Or just a
this
business
should alarm
acumen.
you.
Just business, any kind of business acumen, it should alarm you.
This should
You know?
alarm you that these people were devaluing this guy in such I mean, how is it possible that you have your media be writing this about someone with this kind of intelligence?
Well,
You know what I mean?
it tells you who they are. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It tells you either, but it makes me wonder if they knew that about him and they wanted to just suffocate him, right? Because
Well, yeah,
if they expose him, then William's true weaknesses will show because
yeah,
he doesn't
exactly.
have that impact. So why don't we lessen and belittle and demonize or whatever the case may be, Harry, and then push William to the forefront and make him more than who he is.
Even going back to just his business, just him as a businessman, is just the type of people that want to work with him. I mean, we're old enough to remember when the British press were trying to destroy Travelers.
Oh yeah.
And look at where it is now, along with Visa and booking.com and all of those things. Google just jumped on board.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Google has already on their Google Travel, Pamela, I hate flying. I am not going anywhere. I'm not going on vacation. Last night I sat there online looking at carbon emissions, CO2 emissions from Google Flights. I was like, I cannot believe Prince Harry had me sitting on Google. Yep. Somebody who was afraid of heights, hate flying, and I'm sitting here for no reason other than Prince Harry. I'm sitting here looking up CO2 emissions from Google Flights. And that is the impact.
That's the impact. I'm telling you, it's little impact here and there. But imagine this though. Yeah, but look at this. You who doesn't like to travel and is not keen on traveling is reading about it. Imagine people who like to travel and also equally interested in this, right? Like that's a lot of people in the world. And so they're going to start making decisions, right? They're going to be like, okay, let's get our flights on Google. Yeah, let's get our flights from Google. And then they're connecting hotels and resorts and places with travelers, so that way you can also, and then also rental cars. I think they're going to start doing that too. Rental cars.
Exactly. Even hotels, you can see, like when I was going through them, I can't believe I was looking at hotels. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Why am I looking at hotels?
Well, you never know.
Eco-friendly, or certified eco-friendly hotels. And I was just like, oh, who knew?
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
And if it's affordable, people will go. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was like, now I want to go flying just so I can pick the eco-friendly.
Genius. Because so it's like from point A to point B, he's covering the whole spectrum, right? From when you book your flight till you get to the airport, the car rentals that you take is eco-friendly and might eventually become electrical cars. I can see Harry incorporating that in Travelers. And then to the hotel, like eco-friendly. And even if it's Airbnb, I won't be surprised to get Airbnb on board, to get people who rent their places to be eco-friendly. I can so see Harry them, working with Airbnb and coming up with some kind of plan. I'm sure it's probably in the works.
David Finnesh had he had not an interview. He was at this awards thing, and OK Magazine did just an impromptu interview with him. And he talked about. I guess they had asked him about collaborating with Meghan on Pearl. Yeah, Elton John's husband, David Finnesh, hailed Meghan Markle as an amazing leader. The pair closely worked together on bringing to life the new animated series for Netflix. Gushing, Mr. Finnesh heaped on the compliments as he revealed that the Duchess was a fantastic collaborator. Speaking at the Hello Inspiration Award, he said, "She is a fantastic collaborator and an amazing leader. And we're just very excited to be working with, someone as influential and supportive as Netflix." So that's for all you people who are saying that, oh, Netflix is dumping them. No, Netflix is a wonderful collaborator working with Harry and Meghan.
Netflix will never dump. Netflix will never dump Harry and Meghan. Did you hear? Do you remember Mike Cuban talking about? Remember Mike Cuban said about when they were coming to America? He said, "I don't care what they're into. I will invest in them because I know the quality what they're bringing." I'm like, you know how happy Netflix is? That is their jewel. They will never ever let go of Harry and Meghan because the amount of people who subscribe to Netflix when they join, please.
And then Meghan, of course, the Duchess of Influence, even her handbag.
Oh yeah, that I saw.
Your thing.
Yeah, that I saw, and I was like, okay, good, dear.
Your handbag for $3,500. I was like, oh my gosh, I would never.
Wait, no, it's $4,900.
Well, actually, from Dior itself, I'm looking at the Dior post. It was for $3,450.
Oh,
$3,450. That's from Dior itself.
Oh, okay.
That's the medium lady light bag.
Okay.
And so that Meghan, and so of course within 2 hours that was sold out. I was just like, oh my Lord. And this was beautiful and cute. I mean, I'm not all into fashion and fashion designer things, but it's beautiful and cute. Did you see the marking? What it says on the back? Like I was trying to figure out what it says. I see the Dior on one side, but on the other side, it says DSSOS or something.
No, I think it's like Lady D sisters bag. I think so, or something. D sisters DS.
They call it the medium Lady D light bag.
Light bag, yeah.
But on the bag itself, on the one Meghan has, someone said that you can put your inscription on it or something like that. And I don't know if that's what it is. But maybe I'm seeing things. But I thought it looked like it says it has a I think it says DSSOS or something like, or DDSOS or something like that. And I was trying to figure out what that meant. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things.
Diana, I don't know. Could be, I don't know.
Right, exactly.
That's a mystery to resolve.
Oh, I mean, people around, even though like we haven't had literal news coming out of Montecito, people around Harry and Meghan have so many stuff has been going on. I mean, Maria Ressa, who was on Time 100. Remember when Harry and Meghan were doing
Time
100 series? Maria Ressa was one of the people Harry interviewed, and she just won a Nobel Peace Prize.
Was she the one in the Philippines also? The journalist who was like
the one that she was jailed and all of that stuff.
She was going to be jailed. She was going to be jailed. So she was, even during her interview, you can hear the anxiety in her.
Right. Yeah. So she won it with Dmitry Muratov, and he is a reporter, actually an editor from a newspaper in Russia. And so both of them won the Nobel Peace Prize. And it's so funny because I know Chef Andreas, actually, it's so wonderful to see whenever Meghan and Harry's community, they're always quote tweeting each other and cheering each other on. So Chef Andreas was cheering on Maria Ressa, and I was like, oh, Meghan and Harry.
Because Maria Ressa, from what I hear, I don't know much about her, but just based on what I remember from Harry speaking to her, it's like they just spoke the truth, and then the political realms in her country, like, falsely accuse her, and like there was no proof, but because it seems like the political realm was like so infiltrated through the whole legal system, it seems like they were going to jail her even though they had no case. But I believe her interviewing Prince Harry and publicizing that the whole world saw that.
Right.
And I think that was one of the things that Harry was doing. Like, let's put this on blast without really putting it on blast.
Harry specifically spoke to her about that.
And
what that was like for her. So it was so great to see that. And also, Tristan Harris from The Social Dilemma. Do you remember The Social Dilemma?
Yeah, you kidding? Yeah, the guy, he's the one that they also interviewed, I believe. Meghan spoke to.
He was also on Time 100 series.
Time 100 series, yeah. He left. Was it Facebook or one of Google or Facebook?
Exactly, one of them, yes.
Yeah, he left there and then started his own company.
Exactly. And so Harry and Meghan are supporting them. They're, I think, part of Stanford University.
Yeah, yeah.
So
With
human
Sophia, Sophia Noble.
Sophia Noble. Well,
Yeah.
she actually just won a fellowship, the MacArthur Fellowship.
Mm-hmm. So Sophia Umaja Noble has to put a Nigerian name in there. Like,
yeah.
I read her book twice. It's amazing, and how it's
I need to read that. I haven't read it.
Yeah, the redlining in social media, like we took a redlining in real estate and neighborhood. It's equally implemented in technology, redlining, right? And that just stood out to me, and how little things just simmer through, and so I kept like treating her like, this is amazing. I can't believe this was done. And so she finally started responding to me, and then she started following me, and I was like, oh, Sophia, yay.
No, it's so true because like if you put it, say for example, you put in say unprofessional hairstyles.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's black
women. All the styles would be coming up. It would be black women.
So recently, when you put up like a black body or black butt or whatever, it's all sexual black women who are nude, and you get porn sites with black girls, right?
Wow.
And so that's what she talks about, and it took a while for them to suppress that because of that systemic redlining. We know how they equate certain things with black people, and it's like, oh, black boys or something. You come up with black boys who are incarcerated. It's not like, oh, black kids who are like having A grades, But then when you talk about white guys, it's like, oh, they're in Yale and playing,
right, yeah. And I think she was also on that team with Rashad.
Rashad, yeah.
When they were really trying to get Facebook to change, she was a part of that.
Yeah, I think she's also, wasn't she part of the Time 100 as well with Harry and Meghan?
Yeah, she was on.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
she was on that. She was under that. I think Meghan.
Meghan spoke to her.
Meghan.
No.
Yeah,
Meghan was always spoke to her. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so along with that, I think Homeboy also got like a grant, I guess, for $20 million.
Oh, they did?
African Parks got $100 million.
Well, I knew about African Parks.
Yeah, so we had CamFed won the Hilton Award. I guess they have money as well. Even Global Citizens, and I didn't even know this. When you hit 1 million subscribers for YouTube, you get like a gold thing. And
it starts from it starts from 100.
Posted it.
It starts from 100. When you get 100, you get a plaque from YouTube. So you get 100, and then when you get from 100, then I think it's 500, or is it 250? Then 500, and then 1 million.
You mean 1,000?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah. But I know I've seen people that I follow who get 100,000 subscribers. They get a plaque from YouTube, and then when you get 500, you get another plaque.
No,
and then when you get 1 million, and then when you go over 1 million, it's a different they give you.
But, they got like this gold thing. I was like, oh, everything or everyone that Harry and Meghan come in contact with, something great is happening in their life. Even when they were in New York, when they went to the school, Mahalia Jackson Middle School.
Oh yeah.
There is a cookie company that I know. Who knew? They posted recently after the fact, of course, and that they made cookies with the picture of the bench. The picture, the cover of the bench, the whole cover. The cookies are exactly the picture of the bench.
Oh, good. So they
posted this whole tray of cookies with a picture of the bench.
Oh, that's sweet.
So when I found out that they were coming to New York, I thought they were coming the Friday because they had only said they were coming for the concert, and I obviously nobody knew they were going to be here like the Wednesday night. So I couldn't do it. So I was so frustrated. But Harry is coming back to New York.
November 17th or 10th.
And so the 10th for Veterans Week. Weekend. So I am definitely going to be over at the Intrepid.
Okay, good.
As close as I can possibly get.
Take your camera.
Which is exactly what I plan to do. And so I'm like, this is not going to miss. I am not going, Lord willing, he keeps me alive. I am not going to miss this event. I am going to be there with my cameras I'm taking my phone, my pen, my camera, everything, so that I have everything just in case one goes out, I got the other.
You got another one. I wish when they came, I was there. I wish, but no, I feel like I thought I could have, but obviously I couldn't. It was just like too much work.
Yes, and then we
I was
didn't
like,
know where they're gonna be.
Yeah, we didn't know, and I was like, oh, I wish some of the squaddies in New York could have planned, and gone in a group. Some of them people went last minute, but it was we didn't have enough time, and it didn't release that much information for you to prep, because if you have a job, it was too late to take a day off or to go and do all that stuff. So all right, great. So thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us and for us taking you through this journey and a few things that have happened. Some I wasn't aware, but I'm glad that I'm caught up on it. But we love this for success, and until next time, definitely feel free to subscribe, share our video, click the notification bell. So we want to just say thank you for some people, those of you who keep donating and sending us money. We definitely appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts, and just want to say thank you to a few people. Helene Groen. Helene, I hope I pronounced the name correctly. But thank you, Helene. That is so kind of you for just donating to us. We definitely appreciate you. So another shout out to William Thomas. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Lydia Washington, thank you for your kindness and your generosity. And then for those who've been purchasing our merch, we definitely appreciate you. And we also have Cash Apps and PayPal if you still want to continue to support us. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone who's already done so. Yes. So until next time, au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.